The cold, silver moon of Raxus 9 hangs in the sky like a haunting sentinel. It is the heart of the Galactic Concord's combat games, a place where the most dangerous and deadly of species gather to resolve disputes through ritualized combat. Its jagged, spire-like structures pierce the heavens, the architectural wonder standing as a testament to ancient codes of honor, battle, and blood. The colossal arena, crafted from alien alloys that shimmer under the light of distant stars, sprawls across the barren moon's surface, its interior a battleground of impossible size. The air is thick with the hum of alien voices, their languages a constant murmur in the background as they watch with unblinking eyes. Hundreds of species from across the galaxy fill the grandstands, their forms as varied as the stars themselves. The atmosphere is a mixture of awe and reverence, as if the very ground beneath their feet holds the weight of centuries of tradition. In the center of this hallowed battleground, the rules are sacred. Combat is not mere violence, it is a right, a way of proving worth, of securing one's place in the galaxy. Every match fought here is not only a test of strength, but of honor, will, and strategy. And the humans? They are nothing more than an afterthought, a chaotic, unruly species with no place in this world of precision and ancient customs. But there is something the Galactic Concord does not expect. The humans will not play by their rules. They are about to bring something the arena has never seen, a wild card that will disrupt everything. Dax Moreno stands on the edge of the shuttle ramp, staring out at the harsh, barren moon before him. His eyes, darkened by years of struggle, betray no emotion, but inside, a storm rages. He is a product of the underworld, a former pit fighter from Earth, a man who survived the darkest corners of human existence. Raised in the slums, abandoned by society, and forged in the fires of prison fights, Dax has always known the taste of blood, the sound of broken bones, and the feeling of fists against his skin. The Galactic Concord? To him, it's just another fight. Only this time, the stakes are higher and the rules are impossible to understand. He was pulled from his cell, dragged from the hell of Earth's penal system, and thrust into a game he never asked to play. Yet, now he stands here, on the threshold of the unknown, the weight of humanity's future on his shoulders. His past is a dark, violent tapestry, full of betrayals, losses, and desperate survival. He's fought for his life every single day, in ways the alien elites could never comprehend. But this place, it's something different. Here, in the arena of Raxus 9, honor is everything. They think that will be enough to defeat him, but they don't know what it means to be human. Dax runs a hand through his hair, his mind sharpening with the realization, the world's watching, and I have to win, for all of us. The weight of humanity's future presses down on Earth's fragile diplomatic position in the galaxy. The Galactic Concord, a sprawling union of powerful species, has allowed Earth into its fold, but barely. Humanity is a newcomer, struggling for a place at the table, fighting for recognition. The galaxy's elite look upon Earth with disdain, its people unrefined, its technology primitive, its cultures fractured. When the House of Frawl, a respected alien house known for its martial prowess, challenges Earth to the combat games following a trade dispute, the stakes could not be higher. A victory in the arena would earn Earth a place at the table of the Galactic Concord, an undeniable victory. But a loss? Humanity would be cast aside, branded as unworthy of the stars, its people nothing more than cosmic peasants. Dax and his team are Earth's last shot at respect. No one expects them to win. How could they, against the galaxy's most skilled fighters? But if they succeed, if they somehow rise above their odds, they will prove something more than just their worth. They will prove that humanity's spirit cannot be broken, no matter the enemy, no matter the cost. Dax runs a hand through his hair, his mind sharpening with the realization, the world's watching, and I have to win, for all of us. The weight of humanity's future presses down on Earth's fragile diplomatic position in the galaxy. The Galactic Concord, a sprawling union of powerful species, has allowed Earth into its fold, but barely. Humanity is a newcomer, struggling for a place at the table, fighting for recognition. The galaxy's elite look upon Earth with disdain, its people unrefined, its technology primitive, its cultures fractured. When the House of Phral, a respected alien house known for its martial prowess, challenges Earth to the combat games following a trade dispute, the stakes could not be higher. A victory in the arena would earn Earth a place at the table of the Galactic Concord, an undeniable victory. But a loss? Humanity would be cast aside, branded as unworthy of the stars, its people nothing more than cosmic peasants. Dax and his team are Earth's last shot at respect. No one expects them to win. How could they, against the galaxy's most skilled fighters?
But if they succeed, if they somehow rise above their odds, they will prove something more than just their worth. They will prove that humanity's spirit cannot be broken, no matter the enemy, no matter the cost. The Galactic Concord has always viewed humans as unpredictable, chaotic, unfit for the structured, ritualistic nature of their combat. For centuries, no human has stepped into the arena. The very thought of it is laughable. The Concord believes that humanity's lack of discipline, their raw emotional drive, would quickly result in their failure. They are seen as nothing more than primitive, impulsive creatures, incapable of following the intricate codes of honor required for combat in the arena. But what the Concord does not understand, what they fail to realize, is that this very unpredictability is what makes humans dangerous. Dax and his team of misfits are not bound by tradition. They fight with a freedom the alien warriors can never know. They improvise, adapt, and overcome in ways no one can predict. And that is why, when they step into the arena, the Concord will learn something new about humanity. They will learn that humans don't need the rules of the arena, they will break them. Dax stands in the holding chamber beneath the arena, his team assembled around him. There's no time for camaraderie. Each member of the team is focused on their own thoughts, their own fears. They are a collection of misfits, people who have known nothing but violence, betrayal, and survival. One by one, they face the challenges of the arena, the alien weapons, the exotic combatants, and the ever-shifting gravitational fields that will turn every move into a potential death sentence. They know the arena will play with their bodies and their minds, testing their limits in ways they can't even begin to imagine. But they are humanity's last hope. Dax looks at his team, each face hardened by their past, but filled with determination. There's no turning back now. The gates of the arena open, and a blast of alien wind rushes past them, carrying the sense of the unknown. The crowd's roar rises, shaking the ground beneath their feet, as Dax steps into the arena, his heart pounding, his fists clenched, and his mind focused on one thing: survival. The arena awaits, and so does humanity's future. The arena moon of Raxus 9 hung in space like a jagged crown, its surface a patchwork of gleaming metallic structures and vast, crumbling stadiums. The towering obsidian spires rose toward the dark void, casting long shadows over the blood-stained sand beneath. Alien factions, their forms as varied as the stars themselves, watched from towering spectator stands, murmuring among themselves in languages that echoed across the massive structure. Dax Moreno stepped onto the arena's cold ground, his boots clicking against the ancient stone. His team followed, grim-faced and battle-worn, each one carrying the weight of their pasts. Their arrival was met with a barrage of jeers, the alien crowd's mocking laughter booming through the atmosphere. The sleek reptilian beings, the Zalrith, sneered from their seats, their eyes flicking over Dax's ragged appearance. To them, humans were primitive, raw, emotional, chaotic. The humans? They think they belong here? A Zalrith elder scoffed, his long tongue flicking in disdain. Dax stood tall, his jaw clenched. His heart raced, but his eyes were ice cold. He had seen much worse than alien contempt. Earth was nothing more than a speck in the galaxy, and this fight was his chance to prove that humanity was far more than what these aliens believed. He wasn't here for their respect. He was here to survive. The alien judges, tall, imposing figures with crystalline skin, watched from their elevated thrones. Their robes shimmered as they spoke in their ceremonial language, discussing the human arrival as though Dax's presence was a mere curiosity, a sideshow to the spectacle. Dax could feel the weight of their condescending glares, but he refused to let it break him. In the heart of this alien world,
He was the unpredictable force, the wild card no one had expected. The alien judges, tall, imposing figures with crystalline skin, watched from their elevated thrones. Their robes shimmered as they spoke in their ceremonial language, discussing the human arrival as though Dax's presence was a mere curiosity, a sideshow to the spectacle. Dax could feel the weight of their condescending glares, but he refused to let it break him. In the heart of this alien world, he was the unpredictable force, the wild card no one had expected. Dax's heart pounded as the massive gates of the arena ground open. He faced the towering figure of his opponent, a 9-foot reptilian gladiator from a highly advanced alien species. The creature's scales shimmered with iridescent blues and greens, and its eyes glowed with an unnatural ferocity. It bared its teeth, a low growl rumbling in its throat as it stepped into the center of the arena, its claws scraping against the stone floor. Ritual combat, one of the alien judges intoned, a test of honor and precision. Dax didn't hear the rest of the rules. He didn't care. The aliens were obsessed with ritual, with order, with predictability. But Dax was chaos incarnate. He wasn't here to follow their rules. He was here to win. With a swift movement, the reptilian warrior lunged, its claws outstretched to tear Dax apart. Time seemed to slow as Dax ducked and rolled to the side, narrowly avoiding the attack. He sprang to his feet, his hands shaking, not from fear, but from adrenaline. The reptilian charged again, faster this time, its jaws snapping shut inches from Dax's face. Dax's eyes flickered to the weapon rack in the corner of the arena, blades, spears, and energy weapons. He wasn't about to wait for the ritual to unfold at the alien's pace. He dove for a jagged energy blade, its hilt humming with power. Without a moment's hesitation, he slashed at the creature's side, the blade biting deep into its scales. The crowd gasped. The reptilian screeched, a howl of agony echoing through the arena. Dax didn't wait to savor the victory. He pressed forward, using the creature's momentary distraction to drive the blade through its throat. The reptilian collapsed, its body twitching violently before falling limp. The arena fell silent. The alien judges' faces twisted in outrage, their mouths opening in incomprehensible words. The Zalrith leader, a tall figure adorned with golden armor, stepped forward, his expression a mask of fury. "You dishonor the arena," he shouted, his voice resonating through the vast space. "You defile the sacred rules of combat." But the crowd, those in the upper stands who had long grown tired of the ceremonial rigidity, roared with approval. Dax's victory was as much an act of rebellion as it was of survival. The alien spectators, often lulled into complacency by the endless cycle of ceremonial combat, were energized. The thrill of unpredictability surged through them like a shockwave. The judges, on the other hand, were appalled. To them, the ritual was everything. It was their culture, their identity, and Dax had shattered it with one simple act of raw survival. "You've broken the very foundation of our traditions," the elder hissed. But Dax, standing in the center of the arena, bloodied and exhausted, felt only one thing: triumph. He hadn't just defeated the reptilian champion, he had shattered the illusion that these aliens were untouchable, that their rituals were inviolable. He had shown them that humans weren't bound by the same rules they were. Humans didn't need precision to win, they just needed willpower. Despite the judges' outrage, there was an uncomfortable truth that hung in the air. Dax had won, fair and square. The ceremonial rules might have been bent, but the victory was undeniable. The crowd, now chanting Dax's name, sensed the shift. The system had been tested, and humanity had passed. The Zalrith elder clenched his fists, his tail twitching in agitation. But even he knew the truth. There was no way to undo what had happened. "You've won," the judge finally said, his voice low and heavy with resignation. "But remember this. Your presence here will change everything. You will not be allowed to disrupt the balance without consequences." Dax, his body bruised but his spirit burning with defiance, nodded. He hadn't just won a fight, he had cracked open the system. There was no going back now. Humanity had arrived in the arena, and it wasn't going anywhere.
The Galactic Concord had been forced to acknowledge humanity's unorthodox approach to combat. Though Dax's victory was technically flawless, it set a dangerous precedent. The other factions, powerful, ancient species, viewed humanity as a threat, an unpredictable force that could disrupt the fragile peace of the galaxy. In a dimly lit chamber high above the arena, representatives from various factions debated humanity's future. The decision was unanimous. Humanity would remain in the competition. But this was no gift. This was a challenge. "The humans must be tested," one representative growled. "We cannot allow them to think they have won. The next trial will break them." Dax's victory had done more than just prove humanity's worth. It had drawn the attention of the most powerful species in the galaxy, species that had lived in the shadows of galactic power for millennia. They wanted to see if humanity could survive against their might. Dax didn't know it yet, but the real battle was just beginning. The air in the arena is thick with tension as Dax steps onto the battlefield, the ground beneath his boots vibrating from the hum of the colossal alien machinery surrounding him. Alien spectators, beings from countless star systems, each more alien than the last, sit in their floating, translucent thrones, watching the spectacle unfold with cold detachment. To them, this is nothing more than a game, a battle of honor and tradition. But to Dax, it's a fight for survival. Each round, the alien factions seem intent on raising the stakes. Today, he faces a towering, genetically enhanced juggernaut, a creature from a species known for their indestructible skin and brutal strength. The creature roars, a sound like 1,000 earthquakes, as it charges at Dax. The rules of the match are clear: no outside interference, no use of weapons, only hand-to-hand combat. But the aliens can't possibly understand the human spirit, the instinct to win, no matter the cost. Dax, with his heart pounding in his chest, knows he has no intention of playing by their rules. The reptilian champion swings a massive claw at him. Dax dodges, narrowly missing the strike, and instead uses the beast's momentum against it, shoving a jagged rock from the arena floor into its side. The crowd gasps. They expect honor. They get chaos. Dax's mind races as he keeps the creature off balance with quick, unpredictable movements, elbowing, kicking, grappling in a fluid combination of martial arts and street brawling. The alien spectators are horrified at his lack of respect for the ritual, but there's no time to care. His every movement is calculated for survival, and as the reptilian champion falters from a well-placed kick to its ribs, Dax knows he has the upper hand. With a final push, he shoves the beast into a corner, using the arena structure to trap it. His fist drives into the creature's throat, and the battle is over. The silence in the arena is deafening. For a moment, it feels like the entire galaxy is holding its breath. Behind the arena's gleaming walls, the Galactic Concord stirs with political unrest. A clandestine meeting of high-ranking representatives convenes, their faces shadowed under the weight of tension. The High Marshal Tevek, a towering figure in the galactic hierarchy, stands at the center, his eyes burning with disdain as he watches a recording of Dax's victory. "The human has broken every rule, every tradition," Tevek growls, slamming his fist against the stone table. "This cannot stand. If we allow this chaos to spread, our system, our way of life will crumble. We must eliminate this disruption." His words send ripples through the gathered factions. Some of the aliens, those from more conservative worlds, nod in agreement, while others, more progressive, see the potential in Dax's unpredictability. "We can't just ban them. Earth's victories are becoming a symbol of rebellion," warns Valora, a representative from the Gathar, an ancient and wise species. "The humans have shown resilience. We cannot underestimate them." "Then we control them," Tevek snaps. "If Earth wants to play in our game, they'll play by our rules, or they'll be removed." As the debate rages on, the fates of Dax and his team hang in the balance. The conspiracy grows darker, and Tevek's schemes take shape. The rules of the arena may no longer be enough to stop the tides of human rebellion. The tension within Dax's own team is palpable.
As the rounds grow deadlier, so too do the moral divisions between them. Dr. Sina Ru, Earth's xenologist, sits at the team's command console, eyes fixed on the holographic display of the arena. Dax is playing with fire, she warns, voice trembling with urgency. Every time he breaks their rules, he puts all of Earth at risk. If we don't play by their system, they'll expel us. Juno, Dax's childhood friend and engineer, clenches his fists. Sina, you're missing the point. Dax is surviving. He's adapting. The rules don't matter. We need to win, no matter what. Dr. Wu's gaze hardens. At what cost, Juno? Every time he wins, we're digging ourselves deeper into a hole we can't get out of. We're humans. Earth needs us to represent it with dignity, not chaos. But Juno only scoffs, tossing a wrench onto the table. Dignity? We're being hunted by genetically engineered monsters. We're fighting for our lives, not your political ideals. The divide between them is growing, and Dax can feel it. His team is fractured, each member struggling with their own vision of what Earth's future in the galaxy should be. The stakes are rising, and not just in the arena. The blood on Dax's fists feels colder each time he steps into the arena. What started as a fight for survival has evolved into something much deeper. Every match, every victory has made him something more than just a soldier. He's become a symbol, a voice for humanity's defiance. His reflection in the shattered glass of the arena floor reveals a man he no longer recognizes. The violence has changed him. His muscles ache, his body scarred, but it's not just physical pain he's enduring. There's a mental weight, a burden growing heavier with each round. He thinks back to the moments before the first fight, when he didn't want this, when he only wanted to survive. But now, with Earth's future hanging in the balance, he feels the weight of something bigger than himself. I'm not just fighting for me anymore, Dax whispers to himself, as the sounds of the crowd echo in the distance. I'm fighting for all of us. As he readies himself for the next battle, a newfound resolve burns in his chest. He is no longer just a weapon. He is a symbol of human resilience, a testament to the power of unpredictable chaos in the face of structured tyranny. The final round of the match is underway. Dax's team faces a coalition of alien champions, each stronger, faster, and more deadly than anything they've encountered before. But Dax, using a series of quick commands, orders a strategic disruption to the arena's control system. The lights flicker, the holographic barriers waver, and then silence. The arena has gone dark. Panic erupts across the stands as the system glitches, and in the ensuing chaos, Dax and his team are no longer restrained by the rules of the arena. It's every being for themselves. Using the confusion to their advantage, Dax's team picks off the other factions one by one. They don't follow the order of combat, they break it, just as Dax has done since the first round. In the end, 3 alien factions lie defeated, the arena's design turned into a weapon of human ingenuity. For the first time, the system of control that had so tightly held the arena in its grip is in disarray. The human touch has disrupted it. Dax, standing amidst the wreckage, looks at his team, a mixture of awe and disbelief in his eyes. They didn't see this coming, did they? He mutters, a grin spreading across his face. As the arena trembles, the fate of humanity in the galactic arena is no longer uncertain. Dax has proven that chaos, unpredictability, and human grit are forces to be reckoned with. The arena trembles as Dax stands at its center, facing the terrifying shift in the environment. A loud, mechanical grinding echoes as the ground beneath him begins to morph, shifting into jagged terrain and dark, maze-like corridors. The walls grow taller, obscuring his view, while vines and metal tendrils creep from the shadows, adding a menacing layer to the changing battlefield. Above, the holographic sky darkens, signaling the beginning of the final trial. Dax's pulse quickens, but he remains still. The air is thick with tension. From the distant corners of the arena, a roar echoes, deep, guttural, and terrifying. Dax knows what's coming. The alien spectators' voices rise in anticipation, their eyes fixated on the arena's transformation. At the far end of the arena, a massive form emerges, its steps shaking the ground. It's House Tavek's champion, a creature born from the genetic manipulation of 6 different war beasts, each more deadly than the last. Its scales glint like steel, and its claws tear through the ground as it approaches, its eyes gleaming with predatory intelligence. The creature stops. It's massive, nearly twice Dax's height, its muscular frame covered in plates of armor-like skin. A monstrous tail flicks to the side, crushing rocks beneath its weight. Dax adjusts his stance, fists clenched. His body may be smaller, but his mind is sharper. The creature's roar reverberates through his chest, but Dax is not afraid. He's not just fighting for survival, he's fighting for Earth. The environment, shifting and hostile, is his ally today. The beast lunges. Dax ducks, rolling to the side just in time, narrowly avoiding the creature's claws as they swiped the air where he once stood. He quickly scrambles to his feet, scanning his surroundings. The shifting maze, the traps hidden in the shadows, they are all potential weapons in his hands. With every step Dax takes, the gravity of the situation presses harder. His heart beats faster, and it isn't just the fear of death driving him forward, it's the knowledge that the future of Earth is on the line. If he fails, humanity's place in the galactic concord will be nothing but a distant memory. Earth will be cast aside as weak, irrelevant, a mere speck in the vastness of space. His thoughts race as he narrowly dodges another strike from the creature, his mind working to calculate his next move. He can hear the crowd's roars, the alien spectators who watch his every move with cold, calculating eyes. To them, this is a game. To Dax, it's a matter of survival, of proving to them that humanity is not to be underestimated. A quick glance toward the shadowed edges of the arena shows the high-ranking officials from the Galactic Concord. High Marshal Tavek's cold eyes are locked onto him, unwavering, calculating. The High Marshal's influence hangs over this battle like a shadow. If Dax falls, humanity's future will be sealed. But if he wins, the galaxy will have to reckon with humanity's place at the table.
As the beast charges again, Dax's mind works overtime. He's not just fighting the creature, he's fighting the system that controls this place. The arena, designed with its neural dampeners to ensure control, is vulnerable. Dax has spent hours analyzing its systems, learning its weaknesses. With a swift move, he activates a hidden device in his wrist, overloading the arena's control systems. The ground beneath him trembles, then cracks as massive chunks of the arena floor shift into the air. The entire landscape begins to buckle, turning the once pristine battleground into a nightmare of shifting walls, deep pits, and deadly hazards. The arena, designed to control chaos, now becomes chaos itself. The creature roars as it struggles to adjust to the new terrain, its movements clumsy in the shifting environment. Dax's eyes narrow. This is his chance. He ducks behind a pile of debris, the beast's claws narrowly missing him. As it turns to follow, Dax lures it into a trap, pulling a lever that causes a massive spike to rise from the ground. The creature charges blindly, and with a quick push, the beast impales itself, letting out an earth-shaking scream of agony. Dax breathes heavily, sweat dripping down his face. The beast may be powerful, but it's no match for human ingenuity and adaptability. Dax steps forward, his hands raw from the relentless combat. He can feel the fatigue setting in, but there's no time to rest. The beast is down, but not out. It stirs, rising from the debris with a furious roar. Its wounds heal quickly, its muscles flexing with unnatural strength. Without hesitation, Dax charges. The battle turns savage. The beast lashes out with a terrifying swipe, its claws carving through the air like knives. Dax dodges, his movements a blur of desperation and precision. His fists are the only weapons he has left, but he's resourceful. He grabs a shard of metal from the ground, wielding it like a makeshift blade. The beast strikes again. Dax stabs upward, catching the creature's claw just as it swings down. The impact sends a shock through his body, but he holds his ground.
His heart races, but his mind remains sharp, calculating every move. The fight is a brutal test of endurance, strength, and willpower. Dax's body is battered and bloodied, but he refuses to yield. He's not just fighting for his life, he's fighting for humanity's future, and that gives him strength. With a final, desperate move, Dax slams the shard of metal deep into the creature's throat. It lets out a strangled roar, thrashing in its final moments before collapsing to the ground, lifeless. Dax stands over the creature, breathing heavily, his body trembling from the effort. The arena is silent, save for the sound of his labored breaths. Dax stands victorious, but at what cost? The arena is falling apart around him. The damage he's done, intentionally or not, has triggered a chain reaction. The once majestic structure is now a crumbling ruin, its walls cracking and collapsing. High Marshal Tavek steps forward, his expression one of fury and disbelief. "You cannot..." But before he can finish, the crowd erupts in a deafening roar. The alien spectators, once cold and indifferent, are now cheering. They're not cheering for the death of the creature, they're cheering for Dax, for humanity. The High Marshal's declaration of disqualification is drowned out by the clamor of the crowd, and Dax feels a strange sense of victory. The old order is collapsing, the rigid control of the galactic concord beginning to fracture. Humanity's place in the galaxy is no longer up for debate. As the arena's final collapse echoes in his ears, Dax's heart swells with pride. He's done it. Earth has secured its future and changed the galaxy forever.
The air is thick with dust. The once majestic arena, a symbol of control, is now nothing but a smoking ruin. The twisted metal and shattered stone that had once housed the most brutal contest in the galaxy now serve as the ultimate testament to the fury of human will. In the medbay, Dax lies motionless, his body a patchwork of wounds, bruises, and broken bones. The medics work in silence, knowing they can only do so much. His mind, though, is still sharp, clinging to the echo of the battle that shattered the old order. Meanwhile, the leaders of the Galactic Concord convene in a council chamber, their holographic images flickering like ghosts in the dim light. Tension crackles through the room. Species who had once looked down on Earth are now questioning their beliefs, their power shaken by Dax's brutal defiance. Dr. Wu stands at the front, her voice cutting through the heated debate. "You built an arena to control power," she says, her tone unwavering. "We showed you what real power looks like." Her words hang in the air, reverberating through the minds of those present. The room is silent as the implications sink in. Humanity has proven that they can bend the universe to their will. They've broken the rules, shattered the old ways, and now the galaxy is left to reckon with the chaos they've unleashed. Across the galaxy, a fire has been lit. News of Dax's victory spreads like wildfire, crossing star systems faster than light itself. The once feared arena, a spectacle of blood and control, is now seen as a symbol of oppression, an instrument of a corrupt system. In countless alien worlds, species that had long followed the Galactic Concord's rules of dominance and submission now demand change. They see what humanity has done, and they are inspired. In the streets of Rathalan, a planet known for its brutalist society, crowds gather, chanting for revolution. "Change is coming," their voices roar, echoing in the cold night air. A Zarathian diplomat, previously a staunch supporter of the Concord's power structure, now stands before a gathering of his people, his voice cracking as he speaks. "We no longer bow to the arena," he declares, raising a fist. "We stand with humanity against those who would oppress us." The rebellion grows, spreading faster than anyone could have anticipated. The galaxy awakens to human defiance, and a new era of unrest begins. In the heart of the Galactic Concord's command center, the leaders gather in quiet apprehension. Earth's unexpected victory has changed everything. The Concord's once absolute power now seems fragile, and the planet that had once been dismissed as weak and insignificant has become an undeniable force. Earth has earned its place, the Concord leader, a hulking Zorkian named Tarnaf, admits with a begrudging nod. But it's a dangerous power.
They cannot be ignored. A hologram of Earth appears in the center of the room, rotating slowly. The human species, once considered primitive and unworthy of galactic power, now stands at the precipice of something greater. The Concorde extends an offer, a conditional seat at the table, one that promises power but demands careful scrutiny. Earth's every move will be watched. "Let them have their seat," another Concorde representative mutters, "but remember, all eyes will be on them. We cannot let them destabilize what we've built." Dax sits alone in a sterile room, the weight of the Concorde's offer heavy in his hands. He could be a part of something monumental. He could be the enforcer of galactic order, the one who bends the stars to his will. But the more he thinks about it, the less appealing it becomes. The medals, the power, none of it matters. He thinks back to his time in the arena, to the blood and the brutality, to the choices he made in the heat of battle. He's tasted power, but he's also tasted peace. His gaze drifts to the window, where Earth shines bright in the distance. The home he fought for, not the one that was bound by alien traditions, but the one that ran on human will, spirit, and resilience. "No," Dax mutters to himself, the decision clear. "I've had enough of fighting. Earth needs me more than the galaxy does." He turns down the Concorde's offer, choosing instead to return to Earth, to a simpler life, perhaps even open a gym where he can teach others what he's learned. It's a quiet rebellion of its own, a refusal to let the galaxy's power structures define his path. Though Dax walks away from the chaos, his legacy cannot be erased. His defiance, his battle, and his ultimate decision have set a precedent. Earth is no longer the underdog. Humanity now stands as an equal among the stars. The galaxy watches as Earth begins its new chapter. The Concorde, now wary of humanity's unpredictable nature, extends a tentative hand. They offer humanity a voice, a place at the table, but they do so with fear, knowing that humanity's future is no longer something they can control. And so, the stars will look different now. Earth is not a pawn. Earth is a player. As Dax leaves the sterile corridors of the Concorde's headquarters, he steps out into the bright sunlight of Earth, a world that is no longer overlooked. The galaxy has changed, and Earth has forever altered the course of history. For now, the battle is over, but the journey has only just begun. Dax steps off the transport shuttle and into the dusty streets of his hometown. The familiar sights of broken-down houses and faded billboards greet him like a cruel joke. Once a vibrant neighborhood, it now mirrors the brokenness inside him, fractured but still holding on. His boots hit the cracked pavement with a dull echo, each step resonating in the silence of the place. The air smells faintly of oil and rust, remnants of a time when things were better. Children play in the distance, oblivious to the man walking through their lives, but then one stops, looks up, and stares. A girl, no more than 10, pauses her game of stickball, eyes wide, mouth slightly open. Her gaze locks with his. She doesn't know who he is. She doesn't see the warrior or the hero of the arena, but a stranger, one who has crossed worlds and returned, yet is still lost. The others stop too, watching him with innocent curiosity, their young minds unaware of the weight he carries. Dax walks on, past them. He doesn't need their recognition, not anymore. The cost of power, the battle for survival, and the sacrifice, all of it feels distant now, as distant as the stars he once fought under. But it's not the same world. His eyes wander over the rusted street signs and the cracked roads. This place hasn't changed, but he has. Dax, the soldier who defeated an entire alien empire, walks through a world that hasn't even begun to grasp the magnitude of his victory. And for the first time in a long while, he's unsure if he belongs here anymore. As Dax stands in front of a forgotten park bench, the weight of the galaxy's new reality presses against him. He doesn't sit, he never needed to. His thoughts rise from the depths of his soul, like an echo of the war he left behind. They built it to test us. They called it sacred, untouchable. We broke it. Not out of rage, not for glory. We broke it because it needed breaking. And now, everything's different. His voice is a soft whisper to no one in particular, but to him, it's a weighty confession. The arena, once a symbol of power, has fallen, not in a blaze of fire or blood, but because humanity's spirit is stronger than any construct. No one will remember it that way. They'll call it a battle, a war, a victory. But Dax knows better. This was more. This was humanity showing the galaxy that it could shatter the oldest, most sacred systems, not because it had to, but because it dared. Dax glances over at the children once more. They're laughing now, completely unaware of the revolution their world just witnessed. His lips curl into the faintest smile. Humanity's fight isn't over. It's only just begun. The wind brushes through the trees, whispering a soft melody, carrying with it the scent of earth, of life. Everything feels the same. Everything except the weight of the unknown that lingers in the air. Earth is still Earth, but not. The galaxy spins on, but it's different now. Dax turns his gaze skyward toward the stars he once fought to conquer. There's no glory in them anymore, only the cold reminder of what has been lost and gained. Everything has changed, not because of one victory, but because of what humanity has become. The underdogs have risen, and the galaxy, no, the universe, now watches as Earth writes its own destiny. He takes one last look at the horizon, where the world, for the first time in centuries, belongs to humanity. And with that, Dax walks away from the battlefield, from the war, from the arena.